I have a question for you. Do you think the water in your body can remember your thoughts? Sounds like a crazy question, I know, but science shows that it does. And we're going to get into it. But first, let me say hello. Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to the Frequency Key podcast. I'm your host, Leela. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're not new, welcome back. It is such an honor to have you here. This is a show where we talk about how our thoughts, emotions, and energy actually change our biology and our life. We get into the science behind all the woo-woo stuff that isn't really woo once you understand how it works. And I must say, I am so excited for you to listen to this episode. We are going to be talking about how water carries information. Literally, we're going to be getting into the science behind it. We're going to be going over real experiments, and I am confident that by the time you finish this episode, you are going to see water and everything in the world in a whole new light. So with that said, let's dive into it. I'm so excited. Okay, so as you may know, your body is made up of about 75% water. Just the brain is 75% water, and the heart is actually 80% water, which is wild. Even your bones are about 30% water. Okay, so we've got a lot of water. And water holds memory. In physics, this is explained by hydrogen bonding and molecular clustering. So water molecules can temporarily organize into specific structural patterns, meaning they can remember the energy that they've been exposed to. Everything we think, feel, or say moves through water. Like water is the vehicle that carries the information created by our thoughts and emotions and intentions and words. So when we talk about vibes, like good vibes or bad vibes, we're actually talking about how vibration, aka frequency, right, is moving through a liquid medium. So I know that's it might be a little bit hard to wrap your head around, but don't worry, we're going to get into all of it. If thought is a form of frequency, because everything in the world vibrates at a certain frequency, right? No matter if it's a solid or a liquid or a gas, when we look at it under the microscope, it is just atoms vibrating. So if thought is a form of frequency and your body is mostly water, then your thoughts are constantly imprinting onto water. It's like data being recorded onto a hard drive, except the hard drive is you. I know at first glance it might be a little bit hard to wrap your head around, but just keep listening. It will all make sense by the end of this episode. And if you have any questions while you're listening, drop them in the comments. I read and respond to all of them, and I would love to hear from you. So let's start with Masaru Emoto, Dr. Masaru Emoto. In the 90s, he ran these experiments where he exposed water to different words and music and emotions, and then he froze it and photographed the crystals that formed in the ice under a microscope. And what he found was that when the water was exposed to words and feelings of love and gratitude and joy, the water formed these just gorgeous symmetrical shapes that looked like perfect little snowflakes. Literally, just imagine like a perfect, beautiful, symmetrical snowflake. Now, when he spoke hatred towards the water, or like heavy energy, negativity, all of those bad vibes, the water structure just looked kind of disgusting, honestly. Like there was just no harmony in the molecule anymore. It was all distorted and just ugly looking. Chaotic is a great word. And the research didn't stop there. So since then, there have been dozens of scientists that have looked into this and performed their own experiments, finding the same results. In 2006, Dr. Dean Radin, who is the chief scientist at the Institute of Noetic Sciences, ran what's called a double-blind experiment, meaning no one involved knew which samples were which, so they couldn't influence the results by accident. So he ran this experiment to see if human intention could actually influence how water crystallizes when it freezes. What he did was he had a group of like 2,000 people in Tokyo, all focus loving and positive intentions toward a set of water samples that were all the way across the world in California. Okay, so the people in Tokyo were imagining these water samples in California and sending them love from Tokyo. And the samples were kept inside an electromagnetically shielded room so that no signals could interfere with the experiment. At the same time, there was another batch of water, so like the control group, that was set aside and left alone, so didn't receive the love and the positive frequencies. Then he froze both sets of water, and the scientists looked at the ice crystals under a microscope, because ice forms crystals, like in its structure. Now, the shape of those crystals will depend. But yeah, so they looked at the ice crystals, and neither the photographer or the people judging the photos knew which ones had been sent loving intentions to. And there were 100 different judges who rated the images for beauty and symmetry. And the water that had been sent love and intention was statistically significantly higher than the water that was left alone, aka it was not just a coincidence. And this water was just left alone. Like the control group was just left alone. It wasn't spoken negativity to or anything like that. So you can imagine how crazy the difference becomes when you have the actual positive and negative comparison. This was just by itself, and the other one got positive affirmations spoken to from the other side of the world, which is just mind-blowing to me. So, in other words, there is measurable evidence that human consciousness can actually influence the molecular organization of water. Crazy, right? And I found this study on PubMed. I will link it in the show notes for you. Another example, which, oh my gosh, this one got me super duper inspired the first time I heard it, is Veda Austin. She is a contemporary water researcher, and I heard about her on the Know Thyself podcast. Oh my gosh, so good. I will also link the episode in the show notes for you because, oh, so good. So good. Okay. What she does is she photographs water in the moment that it begins to freeze. And what happens is the water literally responds to what's nearby. Like, for example, she put the photo of a number 4 next to a petri dish of water and put it in the freezer, photographed it as it was about to freeze, and the water literally drew the number 4. And this, you can go check out, I'm going to link the website in the show notes for you. Wow, these show notes are going to be full of value, so make sure you check them out. I will link the link to her website down there for you, and she actually did this with the number 4. You will see it. It's the first example in the link that I have attached. And she's done this with tons of different things. Like she's experimented with emotions even, like writing a certain emotion on a piece of paper to see how the water responds. And the water literally draws its own depiction of that emotion. Like, what? It's so cool. She talks about this on the podcast episode. with Andre on Know Thyself. So yeah, highly, highly recommend listening to. It's just fascinating. Okay, so now that we have context, let's get into how exactly water carries information. So, everything in the universe vibrates, right? Absolutely everything you can think of that exists, whether it's visible to the human eye or not, vibrates. And vibration creates frequency. Now, water is a conductor of vibration. It absorbs and carries whatever information it's exposed to, as shown in the countless studies that have been performed. It is sensitive to energy, aka electromagnetic fields. It's sensitive to sound and even intention, right? Like the Tokyo, California experiment. No matter what distance it's at, this energy is measurable energy coming from your heart and your brain. When you think a thought, your neurons fire electrical impulses, aka energy. Okay, so that's like literally what's happening in the body. Your heart emits a measurable electromagnetic field that extends a few feet around you in every direction, kind of like a big bubble that surrounds us. And it's even stronger than the brain's, although the brain's is very strong as well. And this is verified by several studies, including the HeartMath Institute. I will also link it in the show notes for you. So both of those fields, like the energy fields from your brain and from your heart, influence the water inside and around your body. Because like there's water in the air, right? There's water in everything. I mean, not everything, but you know what I mean. It's everywhere. So when you say something loving, the water inside your body literally reorganizes into coherent structures. Like it crystallizes. Remember the little snowflake images, the images of the little snowflakes, which is the water on a molecular level caused by loving energy. And when you're angry or fearful or like stressed all the time, the water structure in your body becomes chaotic and incoherent, just like those feelings are, because those feelings carry information, and that information gets imprinted into the water inside your body and outside of your body. Like whatever it is that is around you or that you are ingesting becomes tainted, I guess you could say, with those emotions. The emotions imprint into the water because it is the vehicle, it's the carrier. So, yeah, and this applies to food and plants and animals and everything that contains water, right? So it's very important to be mindful of the thoughts and emotions and words that we're saying because they have so much power, so much more than we realize. When you send love and appreciation before you drink water or you eat a meal, or even when you're cooking that meal, when you're sending it all of your love and all of your gratitude and any other high frequency emotion that you have, you're literally programming that water within whatever it is with coherent vibration patterns before it's entering your system. Think about, again, like the crystalline snowflakes. For me, I'm a very visual learner, so it helps me to remember the images. So you think about the crystalline snowflakes created in the loving water hydrating your body versus the goopy, messy, chaotic water molecules that come from low frequency emotions. Think about the difference it makes when your cells are utilizing that water. It's like putting the premium gas into your car versus the regular fuel. The regular one will still work, but the premium one is gonna make your car last longer. It'll make it run smoother. Like overall, your car will function better. So, with that in mind, when you whisper an intention to your water before you drink, or to your food, or to your plants, or to yourself, you're not being silly. You are literally encoding that water. And you can choose which codes you want to give it, good or bad, love or hate. The choice is completely yours. Okay, so to recap, how you're going to implement this knowledge into your day-to-day. You're going to speak to your water, okay? And you don't have to do it super loud if you're in public. You can also just kind of like envision it, because I know it can feel kind of awkward, but at the end of the day, who cares, literally? So speak to your water. Before you drink it, you're going to say, thank you so much for hydrating me, for nourishing me, for giving me life. I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for you. And you can even go deeper and imagine that when you're drinking it, it is just filling your cells with light, or you can imagine golden energy coming out of your hands and just involving and swallowing whatever it is in light. And then you drink it, because imagination is very, very powerful. And this goes, for everything, for your food, for your pets, for your plants, for yourself, for your friends, and for your family, even strangers. Like, obviously, you don't have to just walk up to a random person and tell them you love them, but you can send them love through thought. Like, when I see someone having a bad day, be it like online or in person, I like to send them so much love. It doesn't matter who they are, because fundamentally, we all want to give and receive love. We are wired for that. We are human. We all crave connection. Okay? So speak life and love into yourself and into the world around you. And you will see that you will magnetize even more love and even more things to be grateful for when you're living from this vibration. Another thing you can do is play frequencies or high vibrational music, around water or around any time, literally, because who doesn't want to be uplifted by music? It's such a powerful medicine. You can try, like for frequencies, 432 hertz is a classic, and 528 as well. They are extremely calming and peaceful, and there are so many that you can try though. Like, see whatever feels right to you and whatever resonates most with you. And it'll vary depending on the day you're having. And lastly, just pay attention to your thoughts. If you notice that you are mentally looping on fear or anger or scarcity or any negative emotion, just take a breath. The first step is noticing it. Take a break, reset yourself. Because that inner dialogue that you're having is instructing your water on how to organize itself. And it's altering your electromagnetic field and making you attract more fear and more anger and more scarcity into your life. The biggest thing to remember is to live gently. Be gentle to other people, to everything around you and especially to yourself. And whatever thinking patterns you notice that you're having on a daily basis, like if they don't feel good and you want to rewire them, you can. And don't rigidly shut them away. Just notice them, accept them, give them a safe space to express themselves, and move through them. We can't just shut down our emotions and sweep them under the rug, or they will be there and they'll just keep gathering dust and get bigger and bigger and bigger until we explode. So we really need to experience all the emotions, move through them, and feel safe in our bodies that it's okay not to feel good all the time. It is part of the human experience. We just can't shut them down, you know? Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes practice. Having the intention is the first step. And the more you practice, the easier all of this gets. And remembering that perfection is not the goal, right? We are not perfect, and we never will be, or else we wouldn't be human, and there'd be no fun in that. So give yourself grace and space. You're exactly where you need to be. Truly, there's no competition. You're on your own path. And thank yourself for being here and for listening to this, because I believe that if you're listening to this right now, you have a big fucking mission on this planet. And you are remembering it in your own time, at your own pace, exactly how it was meant to play out for you. All right, beautiful soul. Thank you for tuning in. As always, it warms my heart so much to be here with you. And I will see you next week on the Frequency Key Podcast. Mwah.